Hello everyone, today I'm going to be going over some network traffic of a Redline malware stealer. So before I actually get into the content, this is just the quiz questions along with the information about the lab. So we have the LAN segment range, we have the domain name, and as well as the IP address of the domain controller. So just kind of keep this in mind as we do the lab. If you don't know anything about Redline, it's basically just malware designed to steal every type of information on your computer, from credit cards, passwords, bookmarks, crypto wallets, everything. It's trying to steal any credentials it can, environmental variables, all of that stuff. It's very common through phishing campaigns and malicious websites. So now let's get into the lab. So I already have Wireshark open over here, and if you don't have a date field over here, I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. If you right click any one of these columns, and then go to column preferences, you can go down to the bottom here and click this green arrow, and you can just add the date column at the bottom here. So that's how you can do that. I'm going to minus out of that. So the first thing we're actually going to do is we're going to look for DNS requests. So I'm going to go in the bar here, and I'm just going to say DNS. So show me domain names computers are searching for. So at the top here, we have a coolweathercoat.com. Now we already know that this is the .9 address, so I'm just going to skip over these. DNS, MFST, maybe we should check that one. Cool weather code, yeah, standard stuff. Bing, some API connections. MS Edge, pretty standard stuff, right? Azure.com, maybe check some of those. But if we keep going down, we do see that there's this 623 start.site. All the other ones, they kind of were catching our eye, but this one, this is pretty glaring. Same with this other one down here. I don't know how to say this, but these two domains right here. So let's pop these IPs or the domain names into VirusTotal to see what we can gather. So this is the results for the first site we found, 623start.site. You can see it comes back as malicious here and even has a phishing tag. So let's go to details. So if you go to the bottom here, you can see it says malicious phishing. So this is a malicious email. Let's keep going down. It shows that serving IP, right, that we saw earlier. And it even shows the status code it's returning, so 400. So this URL is also malicious, right? But it has some additional information. So it actually says this domain is used by Redline. So this delivers the actual payload that starts Redline. So that's interesting. So I'm going to go up here. I'm just going to say HTTP. I'm going to say and IP.adder equals 195.161.114.3. So this is the start.site address right here. So I'm going to press enter. And you can see there's a couple of HTTP requests. Let's do follow TCP stream, do HTTP. So you can see it's a GET request, right? And it says status equals start and AV antivirus equals Windows Space Defender. So maybe this is some way of relaying information back to this malware site to be like, hey, so this is the antivirus that I'm using. And it also, down here, it says Windows PowerShell and the version. So maybe it's passing this information along, so that in the hopes that this other site that we found, right, that's delivering the Redliner exe, it's kind of like a personalized exe for this computer. So let's close out of this. You see it gets a 404 error. Let's close out of this. Let's go back because we're in that TCP stream, right? So let's go back. So it took us back to this HTTP request. Let's keep going down, right? Because we know that it's going to be interacting with this site right down here, right? So we can see, if we keep going down, there's a GET request to an image file. Now, if you know a little bit about malware, you know that this is suspicious because malware will do this to disguise itself as, oh, I'm just fetching an image, don't mind me. But in reality, it's fetching a malicious exe. So what we can do again is we can do follow, and then we can do TCP stream. And you can see it's just a plain simple GET request, and it returns 0. So there's a couple things that could be going on here. Number one is the actual person who released this quiz could have just removed the executable from it, but also this could be a way of relaying information. Maybe it's tracking what requests people are making, and if you make a request to this URL, maybe it's symbolic for what Windows version you're running or something like that. I think honestly the person removed it. So let's close out of this. Let's go back and let's keep going down. So let's keep looking at the traffic that happens after this GET request. So you can see a TLS 1.2 session happening between that 47 client and this .9. Let's do follow here. Let's do TCP stream. So it's let's encrypt some type of cert, right? Right here. Yep, this just looks like encrypted information. We're really not going to be able to pull anything out of this. So let's go ahead and let's go to the next stream. So let's pull this aside so we can see what source addresses we're dealing with. Pull this over right here. So let's press this little up key right here, go to the next stream. So this is a new address, right? This 119 address over here, this is a brand new IP address. So let's go ahead and look it up in VirusTotal. And you can see it actually comes back Redline Stealer botnet, command control center, confidence level 100%. So this is the Redline command control center for all of these bots. So in the details tab over here, you can see that it does a whois lookup on the domain that's hosting this server, right? So that's pretty interesting. It even shows you the network range. Let's go over to relations. And this is what's really critical, is these are all indicators of compromise that lead to this domain, right? So if you see any of these, you know, your computer might be compromised. And so you can see this czx.jpg. I'm not going to scroll too far up. Oh, actually, I can save this, so I am. So HTTP. You can see that that's the same JPEG as the one in the Wireshark file. I'm going to go back to the TCP stream. And let's look through the stream, right? So let's do follow TCP stream. And this is all the information being passed from our host computer to the command and control center. So this is the information that Redliner is essentially stealing from our computer. So let's look through it. So what is it searching for? So you can see it's looking for desktop files that are TXT files, document files, anything with the word key in it, with the word wallet in it, with the word seed in it. So it's looking for some pretty nefarious stuff. It's looking through user data folders, Chrome, looking probably for Chrome passwords, Chrome bookmarks. Let's keep going down. These look like all wallet addresses or wallet companies. This all looks like environmental variables, so it's going to check to see what environmental variables are set in your computer. So do you have any passwords in there for servers or Docker or anything like that? So that's interesting. Same thing down here. Looks like just more environmental variables, Slack tokens, right? You don't want them getting in Slack. Let's keep going down. This looks encrypted, or maybe it's an exe or some type of update for the malware. Let's keep going down. Or maybe this is just the information it stole, to be honest. So this looks like the files he gathered, right? We see tokens.txt. That's interesting. It's a lot of exe files. Let's keep going down. Maybe this is kind of like running processes. Your phone, that's not good. PowerShell.exe, enumerating what's downloaded. This is interesting. So we see C users R Walters, so history file.ps1. So this is the user account that's affected, right? This is the host user. Let's keep going. Looks like that is it. Document. Users R Walters document top secret document docx. Yeah, that's critical. So those are all the stuff it was trying to steal, right? So documents files, it was trying to steal tokens, environmental variables. I forgot honestly what else. It's so much. Oh yeah, Chrome passwords, any type of browser, Scent browser. It's looking for everything. Your BattleNet password, your Blizzard account isn't even safe. You can't have anything. So this is just, the answer is everything. It's trying to steal everything. So let's kind of step through the last couple of these questions. So it says, I'm pretty sure the ones we have left are the time of infection. The time of infection is that first HTTP request. Whoa. So let's do HTTP. So the time of infection is 2239. That's when this all started. Now we need to find the computer name. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check for Kerberos authentication, because in Kerberos you can find two things normally. You can find the user account, which we already found, but you can also find the computer name. So if I do follow TCP stream, you can see that it says desktop 9P63H. So this is the computer name. This is a conversation between .47 and .9. 47 is our infected computer. So that's the host name. And then obviously the IP is 47, and then the source MAC address is 80C4. So this is the MAC address right here. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I thought this was a fun lab. I'm gonna be doing more of these for sure. So I'll see you guys in the next video.